Is it? Let's hope it works.
You're live now.
Hi everybody, how you doing? Happy Tuesday. Hope you're all well. Hope everyone's okay. It's a beautiful day again here today. Cold, chilly, but sun's out and it's all lovely. And I don't know if that was Josh's phone or my phone. I've got a new phone and I spent like 2 hours yesterday trying to set it all up and everything. So hopefully this is going live and hopefully this is working. Apparently I've got a new camera, which is much better. Hopefully I'm on the data as well, not the Wi-Fi, so we won't get any freezing or dropping out or anything. So what are you all up to? How's everyone doing? We've seen a few more people in the shop today, which was really, really nice. Some people we haven't seen for a little while, so that was lush to see them. What else have we been up to? Oh, I did an interview this morning for Bro Radio about, you know, little local shop reopening and stuff. So that's going to be on the radio tomorrow after 7 p.m. apparently on the like news show type thing. So yeah, that was nice. They contacted us and asked us to do it, so we did that as well. That's about it really. Oh, and I'm on Daphne this morning as well, powering through some quilts. So hopefully we'll get through a few this week. So who's coming? Josh is with me today. Who's coming online, Josh?
There's Diane, Carol.
Hi Diane. Hi Carol.
Carol McGee as well.
Hello, Carol McGee.
Linda, Heather, Jean.
Hello. Hi, Heather, Linda, Jean. Lovely to see you. So we're going to make some glasses cases, sunglasses, spectacle cases today. I'm going to do 2 different versions. I'm going to do a real mega quick little version, and then I'm going to do a different version, which is an adaptation. Put my words in. Adaptation of a project we did right back at the very beginning of these lives, and I've mooched it around so it fits glasses. So we're going to do that. But first of all, I've got a daily deal for you. We're going to do a fat quarter bundle of batiks. For those of you who are rainbow people, look how pretty Sarah's folded all these. They're lush, aren't they? Look how pretty that is. It'll be a random mix. It might be these ones, it might be different ones, but it'll be a random mix of batiks. You'll get 5 fat quarters for a tenner. Bargain.
I thought those were what we were doing today.
You thought those were spectacle cases?
You had them on the table. I was like, oh, we're doing some kind of weird pouch thing.
No, this is fat quarters. This fat quarters. Sarah's just made them all pretty.
I thought you mean like some kind of purse or something. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, no, not a purse, lovely. Fat quarters. Okay, so that's the daily deal today. It's limited, but yeah, you'll get a random mix for a tenner. So head over to the website if you want to get those. I did manage to get my printer working. I did manage to get the scanner working. So if you want the little foundation piecing template from yesterday to make that little teacup, it is online. Okay, I've put it online for £1 just as a digital download. So you'd have to download it and print it off yourself. Okay, so yes, I finished my argument with my printer. Finally. Got it to behave and do what I wanted it to. And yeah, so it's now scanned, which meant that I could get it onto the website. So that's available too. So, Josh, could you pop those over there for me? Any questions or comments before we get started?
No, Susan, she likes those fat quarters. Everyone else is saying hello.
Hello. Hi, everybody. So, we're going to do 2 different types of sunglasses case, or spectacle cases. Oh, my tassel's gone all skew-weft. There we go. This one's really mega simple, and I love sunglasses. They'll live on top of my head now for the whole of the summer. They fit in nicely like that. I've got lots of pairs as well. And then, so we're going to make one like that, which is just a really mega simple, really quick little spectacle pouch. Okay, you could decorate these any way you wanted. You could strip piece them, you could mile a minute them. We're just going to use some simple fabric just to make a little pouch. And then the other one is one of these. So back in March, April time last year, we did the handy snap pouches, which I use a lot. I use them all over the places. And this, so I've adapted that to make this one into also sunglasses pouch. Or, you know, you can use the little bits there if you want to, but you can just squeeze them. And that's got the little old tape measure thing in it to get that squeezy bit, okay, to keep it closed. So we're going to do both versions. We're going to start with the mega simple version first.
Before we start, Jean says she just checked before she came on. She couldn't see the pattern.
It should be on the digital downloads. I definitely put it on yesterday. Why is it not there? It should be there because I definitely put a picture of the little teacup. It's called Time for Tea in digital downloads. If it's still not showing up, I'll double check when I get back. But yeah, bizarre. I definitely I know I put it on because I remember having to run back over and take a photo of that to put on the website. I'll double check for you guys, okay? So, to make this little simple one here, okay, you need 2 squares of fabric, all right? 7.5 inches. I'm going to do this one the same. Who doesn't love a bit of leopard? I love leopard. I'm going to do this one the same inside and out, but you could do, you know, if you're using up scraps, you could do a different outside to inside. You could use an orphan block, you know, make a block up or sew strips together, mile a minute it with your scraps for the outside, okay? So I'm just going to quickly press those. And you need a 6.5 inch square of wadding, all right? This is ridiculous. I could have got Josh to do this. It's so easy. Okay. That's a bit harsh. I didn't mean to come harsh, but honestly, I could have done this with you, and you wouldn't have even needed to practice. These are so easy. Right, give the back of your wadding a little bit of a spray starch, and you're going to centre that up on one of your fabric, on the wrong side of one of your fabric squares, like that. Okay, like that. All right. You're then going to flip that over so it's right sides up. Get rid of those threads. And then we're going to put this one right sides together, like that. Okay. So you haven't got a quilt sandwich. You've got your wadding on your back, and then you've got these 2 right sides together. And then we need some pins, which I've lost over here. I'll grab these. And I'm just going to pop a couple of pins just towards the centre. Okay, so pop one like that. Ooh, get through there. Didn't want to get through. And one like that, just to hold those layers together. Okay. You now want to fold these in half. So I'm going to fold this in half. Now, if it's directional, this is my top and this is my bottom. This isn't a directional fabric, but if it is, this would be top and bottom. So we're going to fold it like that. Okay. So this is facing you guys. So you've got your direction top to bottom like that. You then want to grab a plate or a circle or a cup or anything at all to give you a curve. I'm using, yet again, me trusty Crafty UK circle templates. So we're gonna cut a curve out, not on the fold, on this bottom corner here, okay? So I'm gonna line up my curve, and this could absolutely be just a cup or a mug or something. You don't need these circle templates, but just something to trim off this edge. And I'm going to trim that off, and I'm going to use my rotary cutter to cut off that curve. So let me just stand up because it'd be easier and I don't have to move too much for you guys then. And I'm just going to run my rotary cutter around like that. Okay. And the reason I've done it on the fold is it means that that's now going to match both sides. So when I open that up, that curve matches lovely. Okay, so rotary cutter out of the way. Let's pop that template back in there. Any questions or comments there, just while I organise myself?
Claire says she's received her block from Jean. Says it was fabulous.
Oh, lovely, lovely. Oh, that's nice to hear. Yeah, there's been some really lovely ones showing up on the Gigglers page. Yeah, so it's been lush to do.
Sandra asks, what is mile a minute?
Mile a minute. It's when I think we've done a couple of 1 o'clocks on that, and I think you did. I think you've done a quilter's mile a minute, Sandra. Is that Sandra Hatton?
No, Moyle.
Oh right, sorry, I was getting Sandra's muddled up. I'll come back up to me a second. Hi. I'll maybe do a little mile a minute again next week actually for you. It's when you use all your scraps up and it's like what they call crumb quilting, but mile a minute is because you sew it a mile a minute. You sew fast and you don't think, and you make really beautiful scrappy quilts. But I'll do a little demo. I'll do an extra little demo on that for you if you like. Okay. Sarah's made the most beautiful mile a minute quilts, some really lovely ones. Okay. You're now going to stitch. Now I'm going to stitch from this side, okay, because it's a bit easier having the wadding up. We're going to stitch all the way around this edge, but you're going to leave a gap in the top. Okay, so as per ever, I'm going to grab myself a Frixion pen. Where is it? There we go. Okay. Like that. And I'm going to make a little mark to remind myself to leave a gap. And I want about, what's that, about 2.5 inches, maybe a little bit more. And I always put a cross in there because it reminds me not to sew that bit. It doesn't matter which side you put it on. You're just leaving a gap. Okay. We're going to stitch edge of foot, so about 3/8 of an inch all the way around this. All right. So I'm going to nip it over to the sewing machine. And I'm going to start on one side of that gap all the way around and finish on the other side. You want to back stitch. Oh, hang on 2 seconds. Different machine. There we go. Get it where I want it to be. There we go. So I'm still, this machine starts over on the left rather than the centre. So I'm just using my edge of foot, which is about 3/8 of an inch. So talk to me please, ladies, while I whiz round this. Okay, I'm just going to reverse a weeny bit.
Sandra says thank you, that would be awesome.
No problem at all. Yeah, absolutely, we can do that. How is everybody? I didn't get much sleep last night because they've got roadworks going on literally right outside the house. And at 1:15 last night, they still had the like yellow flashing lights going from like the big digger lorry things. They did actually finally finish about that time, but it's every night this week. And even though I had like the windows obviously shut and curtains closed, that light was just like lighting up the room. Oh, it was driving me potty. So Sarah says I need to make myself an eye mask tonight. When I get home from the shop later, I need to make an eye mask. Okay, so I'm just stitching all the way around this.
Heather says she's looking forward to the mile a minute demo as well.
Ah, cool. Yeah, no problem. I'll do that. I'll do that next week for you if you like. We'll do a little bit of mile a minute. It's one of my favourite ways of using up scraps. It's brilliant. I love it. There we go. Okay, so I've stitched all the way around, okay, and left myself a gap here, okay, and just reversed each end. All right, you just want to then get rid of little new power snips. I'm loving these. They're really, really cool. I think we showed you them last week on the little live that we were doing, but they're really nice and sharp. I'm liking these a lot.
Heather says an eye mask or move to the country.
Yeah, yeah, that would be nice, love. So yeah, no, these are great. I'm liking these, and they just slide back in. Ooh, and then you put your top back on. They're nice and safe for your bag. Loving those. What's up, love?
I don't think. Yeah, you might want to check the pattern because 2 people have checked and they can't find it.
Oh, right, okay. I will double check as soon as I get back over to the shop. I don't know. I remember loading it up, so I don't know why that's not working, but I will find out for you, okay, as soon as I get back over the shop. You just want to then clip your corners on that top edge and just clip into, obviously don't clip your stitches. Oh, I could use my little power snips again for these, couldn't I? Let's try it on this. Ooh, there we go.
Mary asks, are you stitching the wadding down or just the material?
It's caught the wadding here, okay? It's caught the wadding there on that corner, but at the moment it's just the material. It's just 3/8 of an inch. But when we stitch through again, it will catch the wadding in a minute, okay? So at the moment it's just the it's only caught, you can see just the very edge of the wadding there, okay?
Suzanne says, please could you show how to use the little black knob on the back of the ordinary foot? Go over thick fabric?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I will do that in a moment for you, lovely. Yeah, actually, while I've got the wadding here, I'll do it now. Okay. Josh, if you want to come over here a second. So, if you're struggling to go through thick fabrics, my other brother does struggle with some big fabrics. So, there's the little black button here, which is to level out. So, what you do is so, hang on, let me say this is a thick piece that you're trying to get through, all right? You pop your fabric under and then you put your weight on the front of the foot, okay, like that, all right? You've got to press that black button in until it clicks. Ooh, did you hear that click? Okay, and then lower your foot, all right? And then, I'm not going to stitch now because I'm in the middle of this. and then you stitch, okay? And what that does is it keeps the foot at the level of this thickness, all right? It's, let me try doing that again for you. So let me try and keep my fingers out of the way. So you're going to put your finger on the front like that to like push it down into the fabric. Press that until it clicks. Oh, hang on. Oh, what have I done to the foot? Oh, that's because it was still clicked in from previously. Hang on. There we go. There we go. So, like that. Press down, click it in, okay, and then drop your foot, all right, and then you can let go of it, all right, and that will level it out to the thicker fabric, which might help, all right. Check out your manuals if you if yours might be very slightly different to a brother if you don't have a brother machine, so check out your manuals, okay. Right, once you've stitched all the way around, we're going to pull through that gap, all right. So we're going to push it all through like this.
Yeah, Karen, as I say, she just used that section of the brother manual. Yeah,
perfect. Yeah, it's just a way, like, you know, when what did we make? Oh, the candle wreath that we made, and my big brother was struggling to get through 2 layers of Bosal. I found doing that and also putting a jeans needle in helped massively. That really did help. So in the moment you've got this little flat piece like that and the wadding's now on the inside. All you want to do is just push out those corners like that. I found my turner. It's amazing what you find when you tidy up. Like that, and then give this a really good press. Okay, you want to make sure that little gap bit here, just turn that under like that. Give that a good press and press it all the way around. Okay, so these, I mean, this is nearly done. This has got one more line of stitching on it and it's done. It's these are ridiculously quick, but you could, you know, if you've got lots of, if you use lots of little like reading specs or something, you could make them all in, you know, you make different fabrics for what strength and all they are. Right, we're going to do one line of top stitching right the way across there. Okay, so I'm going to stitch right the way across there, and you want it about 1/16 of an inch from the edge. You might want to do it in a coordinating fabric. I'm just going to do it in white for now, but you might want to do it in, ooh, what have I done? I've done something now to my machine. Come on, doesn't want to play ball. There we go, start again. Bobbins in, okay? Don't you start playing up. I haven't got my other machine anymore. I'll be really stuck if this one starts playing up as well. There we go. So just top stitch along that top edge, like that. And you could do a decorative stitch if you wanted to. You could quilt this now if you wanted to as well. You could add some quilting in, but it doesn't need it. Not necessarily need it. Okay, so again, just going to cut top stitch along that top edge. Any questions there, love? Just by trim these threads.
Kate said, "How clever is that? I didn't know about that." Learn something
that
new every
little
day.
button, yeah. It's definitely. I know it sounds boring, but sometimes it's really worth having a little read of your manual. You know, of an evening, read your manual of your sewing machine. It's surprising the things that you find there. Okay.
Heather says neither did I, and she's had a brother for 5 years.
Oh yeah. Have a little look and play around with that. It can help with thick fabrics. So all we're going to do now is we're literally going to fold this in half, and you want to line up that curve here. Okay, so, and this is now why when you're wadding, I mean, you could, like I was saying, you could quilt this if you wanted to, just some real simple quilting. Doesn't really need it though, but it might be nice for, like, you know, decorative finish. We're going to line that up like that. So I'm going to clip in that curve there. Okay, like that. Like that, and I've lost all my other clips. What have I done with them? Oh, there we go. It's because they're here by machine, because I didn't put them back on my pincushion. Line that up, and all I'm doing is lining up those two seams. Okay, there, and a really quick little present. Or if you're making like charity makes, you know, you're making for a charity, to raise money for a charity. Really, really quick, tiny little bits of fabric, but nice little thing to buy. Went on the floor. All we're going to do now is we're going to stitch round here. okay, and we're going to stitch on edge of foot again. So that will now catch that wadding, all right, because we've turned it through. It'll now catch the wadding. So I'm going to stitch now all the way around here. And machine, you are going to behave, aren't you? I'm going to move my needle over a weeny bit.
Karen says while she's watching, she's making Seminole strips.
Seminole.
Seminole.
Yeah. Fabulous. Just reline that one up. Make sure they're all lined up. Because again, you can hear that that's going through like four layers of fabric and 2 lots of wadding now. So it is a little bit more noisy. But you could use that little black button trick here if your machine's struggling to get through. I'm going to go all the way around.
Diane says she popped in the shop this morning, picked up some fabrics and bits. Lovely to see you both.
Yeah, it's always nice to see people in person.
Sarah Jane gave her a tip about how to set the needle position to be in the centre when the machine starts up.
Yeah, I mean, I can't do it on this machine, this little machine, but my big brother, that always starts on the left, and the amount of needles I've broke, it's ridiculous, because I forget, and I've got my 1/4 inch foot on, and I put the needle down, smash it. So Sarah actually found it. You can reprogram them to always start in this or always start in the centre, which is much better. So again, let's just take those little edges off, those threads off, and that literally could be it done. Okay, really, really quick and simple little spectacle case. So I'll get rid of those threads, and you see that your glasses will now fit nice and snugly in there. Okay, remember we talked about these tassels that Sarah and I bought? Got to find some uses for them. So I could then maybe add on, well, maybe not a silver one, but add on a little tassel, which is what I did here, just to decorate it on. I just hand stitched one on, just on the edge. You know, maybe you could choose a coordinating one. Oh, maybe like that's quite a good one, isn't it, for that leopard skin, that rust coloured one. And you could just add a little tassel on. But you could applique an initial or something if you're making them for people. You could use some decorative stitches on there, all sorts. Okay, really simple, out of 2 squares of fabric and a little bit of wadding. And they're a nice size for your handbag, those ones as well. However, if you're worried about your sunglasses falling out of that, although you'd have to shake them quite well, you'd have to get really I mean, they slide in and out quite nicely, but you know, you'd have to shake them quite well to get them out. I thought we'd do this one as well. This is the little handy snap pouch. So we made some proper pouches, and I thought, well, because I knew this was going to be so quick, we'll have a little go at making one of these as well, because some of you won't have seen this because you weren't necessarily with us right at the beginning. So let's get some space. So that's that one done.
Quick question before you carry on.
Yeah.
Mary says the machine's quite old. When she sews, sometimes the thread on the back of the material, when she starts, gets all tangled. Do you think it's a tension issue?
It sounds more like a needle issue. If you tried changing your needle and stuff, you should change your needle every 8 to 10 hours of sewing. And I would make sure, if it's happening a lot, make sure you bring your bobbin thread up to the top, which I'll show you in a minute, okay? That can stop all that horrible nesting and everything, but I'll show you that in just a second. All right, so for this little snappy pouch one, okay, like that, you will need, I've got to read this one out because I never remember them, a 14-inch by 4-inch piece for your outer, okay, a 18-inch by 4-inch piece for your lining, and 2 little 3-inch squares. It doesn't matter which colour they're in, it's to make the little pulls. You could do them the same as the lining, or you could do them the same as the outer, entirely up to you. You will also need a piece of wadding that is 14.5 by 4.5. Okay, first things first, I'm going to show you how to make the little pulls. Now, we have done this before. We did this on the handy snap pouches, so this is just going to be a bit of a revision for some of you, but it might be new to some of you others. Okay, little squares, we're going to fold them in half diagonally like that and iron a line. It's nice and crisp, and then we're going to open it out again and we're going to go across that way. Okay, so that we've got in the center a nice cross. Okay. You then want to push in this centerpiece here. What I mean by that is if you do that, say, so I'm pushing in with my fingers that way, okay, it all folds down like that. So it's like a prairie point, but all of your raw edges are now on the top and everything's all nice and enclosed. Give it another iron at this point. Give it a good press to get it nice and crisp. Okay. And again, this side, get it nice and crisp. Okay. So I've got something now that looks like that. With all my raw edges are all going to be sewn in and everything's all nice and tucked in. All right. So I'm going to do that with the other one. Over like that. So, anybody else got any questions or comments? Anybody got anything to tell me while I do this little bit of ironing?
Yeah, Heather says that she wishes the shop was closer, or she'd be there every day. She's in
Aw.
North Yorkshire.
Oh wow! Oh bless you.
Jean says she can make a day out of it.
Yeah, well maybe you need to come down and see us for like have a weekend away and put us on your list.
Claire says she's the same.
Oh yeah, well maybe you all need to like get together and get a little coach trip down to see us. If you're new, there's a few of you in the same area, have a little road trip down to see us.
There you go. Sarah Jane says, in case it's not mentioned, the tea time block, that's fun to say.
Yeah.
It's on the digital downloads, last one in the alphabetical list.
Right, okay, so it's on page 3. Is it definitely not hidden, Sarah? Is it definitely there?
I assume she's just checked.
Brilliant. Thanks, honey. Thank you for looking. So it'll be in patterns, digital downloads.
It's the last one on the list.
And it's the very last one on the list because it's time for tea because they're alphabetical. Hopefully you'll be able to find them. Okay, so you want to make 2 of those. Okay, then you're going to put those aside. You then want to take your outer fabric, okay, and we're going to put that right sides together with my bit of wadding. Not right sides together, wrong side to wadding. What am I saying? Right sides together. Spray baste it down, okay. So I'm going to spray baste that one like that. So this is a little bit of that Japanese fabric that we were showing you, was it last week or the week before? Along with, we had the cats and the Japanese, didn't we? And, there we go. You now want to do a little bit of quilting on this. Now on this one, I did just like a diagonal cross. Oh, I've got threads everywhere today. I did like a diagonal cross hatch, okay, because I had a bit more time. But on this one, I'm just going to go with just some straight line quilting, okay. So I want a longer ruler. Where all my long rulers have gone? They've all vanished today. And the bricks on pen. There we go. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to measure in from an inch from the edge like that and just draw myself a little frisson line. What pattern you do, again, you could do decorative stitching, you could do whatever you like. And then I'm going to do the same this side, okay? And then I'm going to stitch down on those lines and use those as my guidelines.
There we go. Jean says she can see the PDF now.
Got it? Brilliant. Fabulous, fabulous. Okay, so I'm just going to use those to do a couple of lines of stitching just to do some really minimal quilting on this. So I'm going to go back over to the machine and I'm going to put my stitch length up to about 3.5 because I'm quilting, because I'm going through the wadding. And I'm going to start by stitching on that line, and then I'm going to do another line either side of it. So please do talk to me, ladies, while
There you go. Mary says she loves to go to the shop too, so...
Well, maybe you all need to get some day trips. Have a little chat amongst yourselves. See who's within a... My bobbin's just run out. See who's close to each other and make a bit of a weekend of it.
Well, yeah, Heather says, yeah, your sewing weekend workshop would be fab.
Yeah. Well, it is something that we've been talking about for ages and ages, is doing a quilt retreat where we would basically, you could come and do some work. We'd find a hotel, something like that, where you could do, we could do some workshops, some free sewing time. We have this sort of shop set up there as like a pop-up shop, and actually do like a proper quilt retreat for a weekend. Obviously, COVID put pay to all that because we were like getting ready for it and stuff and working out all the details. But maybe that's something hopefully we can do later on in the year. Maybe once, what's going on with this bobbin? Maybe once, everything calms down a little bit and we're allowed to, Maybe some of you could maybe join us on that. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Actually see you all in person.
Karen says the little green tool's handy. I assume she means your little turning
That
out
one,
thing.
the little turner. Yeah, I love those little turners. That's the Prim Love Turners. They should be on the website. And that's the other little ones I'm loving at the moment, which is the little power snips.
Heather says yes, quilting retreat.
yeah, we it is something we had in not ready to release, but almost ready to release, and then COVID happened. So
Lisa says we'll have a look for a campsite and come down in the camper for a visit.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we are like 4 miles from Barry Island as well, so you can get to go to the beach. We've got all sorts around here. Not far from the Gower as well, so you've got like Rest Bay and all down there as well. So yeah, it's a nice area for a visit.
Karen says it's funny, seems like Americans and us talk about batting in the UK wadding.
Yes, yeah, absolutely we do. We call it wadding over here. Americans tend to call it batting. I sometimes swap between two. It depends what YouTube videos I've been watching. But yeah, we tend to call it wadding where Americans call it batting. Okay, right. Now my thread's going. My bobbin's back in. Let's just restitch these lines.
Everybody's saying yes to the quilting retreat.
Oh, brilliant. So that would be amazing if you ladies would come and join us, and we could do some classes. Some free sewing time. You guys can all meet up and have a little chat, which would be nice. So yeah, it's hopefully maybe in the autumn when things are, or late summer, we will be allowed to do something like that. So
Jackie says the daily deal's not on yet.
I'm sure I put it on there. It's in the daily deals. It's called All the Boutiques Fat Quarter Bundle. Sarah, can you check? Did I not hide it? Did I not unhide it? Could you check for me, please, Hen?
Carol asks if you find one. Campsite. I says, can you please let me know? Just bought a new motorhome.
Ah, lovely.
Claire says I'd absolutely be up for quilting retreat. Need a break from the two boys.
I love my boys. More than anything. I love my husband as well. Well, some of the time. But yeah, it's been quite nice to see different faces. And Sarah and I, we, she's my best friend, and we've worked together now for 6 years. But it's really I've only really seen her and my kids. So it's been really nice to see other people.
Karen says I did my first quilt on a 3-day quilting escape at my local fabric shop in Newport, Shropshire.
Ah, lovely.
No distractions.
Oh yeah, it's I've got a hang on. Sorry, ladies. I'm just gonna. There we go. Got it. I'm making a right mess of this. Threads everywhere. There we go. Right. I'm not going to do any more quilting than that. You could do whatever you want. You could, like I said, put decorative stitch in. Blah blah blah. I've just done some very very minimal quilting on there just to hold it all together. Okay. Just a couple of lines like that. Okay. I now want to trim off this excess wadding. All right. So I'm just going to get rid of the excess. Like that, and there. Oh, that's my tummy rumbling. That's ridiculous. I'm not that hungry. Okay, I'm going to be running off after this to have my first jab, my first vaccine. So once I'm done here, I've got to nip and have that done, which I'm looking forward to. Well, I'm not looking forward to a vaccine, but I'm looking forward to getting it done. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so we've got something that looks like that now. You want to grab your little points like this, and you're going to centre those up. So these should be 4 inches wide. So your point should be coming down like 2 inches in. Okay, you can just kind of eyeball it as well, though, like that. Okay, and grab a pin. And pop a pin down lowish on that just to hold it in place. Okay, and you can do the same the other side. So line up those raw edges like that. So did any of you ladies who've been with us for a while, any of you made any of the snap pouches? Because this is what this is going to be. Basically, it's a long thin snap pouch. Okay, like that. You then need your lining piece, and you want to put this wadding onto the wrong side. So this is the right side of my fabric, wadding onto the wrong side. Okay, just need to make some space. I'm really not organised today. You want to line it up so that you've got 2 inches either end. So I'm going to grab my ruler like that, measuring 2 inches from the end, and line that up like that. And that hopefully should mean that I've got 2 inches the other end, which I have. Okay, again, pin it together. So like this and like that. Any questions, comments there, Josh, just while I'm doing this bit of pinning?
Yeah. Caroline says it's a painless injection, never felt hers. Her arm was sore the next day after.
Yeah, says that her arm just felt a little bit bruised after she had hers. So yeah, I know some people have had some really horrible reactions, but I'm hoping that won't be the case.
Claire says she made a snap pouch for her husband's archery bow sight.
Oh, wow. Nice. That's good. There we go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just turn over these bits here, and then we're going to use an old tape measure to make the snappy bit. So you want to make a small, like 1/4 inch hem this side. Okay, like that. Okay, just turn it over about 1/4 inch. So I'm going to do that on the ironing board. So I'm going to turn it over about 1/4 inch like that, and just gently press that in. I then want to turn that hemmed edge over onto here. Now you want to basically line up that edge there with those raw edges there. So I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to line that raw edge there over like that. So it's just, can you see I've got like a gappy bit up here, okay, which is what I want. And then add in another couple of pins. I don't know where all my pins have gone. I reckon it was where you were sewing, Josh.
Well, I've just lost all your pins.
You've just lost all my pins. I'm going to blame you. And I'm going to do the same that side. So where that little hem bit is, just lines up with the top edge of the outer piece. So I've got this funny bit here. Found a couple over here.
They're probably all in that one because that's where I put them
yeah. There we go, like that. Just very carefully give that a quick press. Okay, just press that in now, like that. We're going to do exactly the same. You can see as well that all those raw edges are enclosed. We're going to do exactly the same on the other end. So fold that one over, like that.
Where you go through that one again?
Right.
Tara made snap pouch last year.
Ah, fabulous. Yeah, like I said, we did do the bigger versions of this back, must be about a year ago. But I just thought it was, there's some new people that won't have seen this method, and it worked really well for the sunglasses case. So, so you've got 2 for 1 today.
Heather says she's only just finished a Quilt As You Go lap quilt for her mum.
Oh, lovely.
With help from you. She watched your YouTube video 4 times before she got to right.
Oh, bless you. Oh, well, I'm glad it worked for you in the end.
Her mum does love it though.
Good, good, good. Right, there we go. Okay, so again, just press that one. I want to top stitch now, and I'm going to top stitch about 1/16 of an inch in, all the way down there to trap that in and give me this little sort of like pockety bit under here. Okay, so back over to the machine. Okay, right. Josh, talk to me, please. Is anybody else there having a chat while I'm doing this?
Linda says she's made one about the size of a cosmetic bag.
Ah, lovely.
Virginia says she made a spectacle case.
Lovely. Cool. Yeah, well, that's basically what we're doing now, isn't it? A specs case. So, these snap pouches, this technique works as long as, it doesn't matter what size your front piece is, it could be that by that, as long as your lining is 2 inches bigger either end. Okay, so it doesn't matter what size it is, just make it, make the lining 2 inches bigger so you can do the fold over bit.
Sarah says boutiques are up and running.
Pardon?
Sarah says boutiques are up and
Brilliant, thank you. Did I forget to unhide it? Thanks, Sarah.
Virginia says this method is easier than what I did. She's loving this.
Yeah, I like these. They're really quick and simple to make. I gave you one, didn't I? Didn't I give you a pouch of these?
No, I think you gave one to Drew.
It might have been Drew. Yeah. Use it for like gaming dice and stuff. Oh, see, I am dropping
Drew.
Everything. Okay, right. So, sewn that down. You could do another line if you wanted to, but you don't need to. I'll take these pins out a second. Okay, and take that one out of there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to insert the secret ingredient, the tape measure. Okay, I picked mine up from Biology, B&M, one of those. And it was like 89p for a whole cheapy, yeah, looks over there, cheapy tape measure. I just pulled it all out and chopped off the end. Okay, so I'm going to try and do this without it all unraveling, because it's very easy for it to all unravel and it goes everywhere. You want the tape measure bit to be an inch smaller than whatever your width is. So this was 4 inches, so I want these to be 3 inches. Okay, and I need 2 of them. It cuts really well with just a good pair of scissors. Obviously, don't use your fabric scissors, but whatever scissors you've got there. Okay, just that is an inch, isn't it? So I've got 1, 2, 3 inches. I'm going to cut up there like that. And another piece, so 1, 2, 3 inches on that one. There we go. Okay, be careful, this is sharp. It's metal and it really is very sharp. Okay, so mind your fingers. But this is the bit that makes the snappy bit. You want to very carefully just round off the ends with your scissors. All right, keep an eye on where those metal bits ping, because if they go on the floor, they really do hurt your feet, because they stick in your feet because they're lethal sharp. So I'm going to go around that side and that side and that side like that. Oh, and just get rid of those bits before me or the dog steps on them, because I'm always barefoot. Come on, I can't get it off there. Come on, there we go. I'm going to put that straight in the bin, because I am terrible for getting the bits like that stuck in my feet. Oh, I've got to do the other one. I forgot about the other one. You didn't tell me, Josh, did you?
No. Carolyn asked, do you use a ruler to measure it?
Do you know what? When I did the handy snap pouch a year ago, I did actually use a ruler. I used the mat. I was going, right, I wanted whatever, it was an 8-inch piece. And then had a really like duh moment. It's a tape measure. I could just use the bits on the tape measure. Just Josh, keep those over there for me out of the way. Sure. Okay, there we go. Right, a little bit of masking tape or duct tape on the ends also really helps, just to stop it cutting your fabric. So
Mary says, where did you get the tape measure? So I missed what you said.
I bought them from Biology. If you grab me that over there, lovely. It's just cheapy tape measures. They were like 89p in Biology, and obviously I can't pull it out now, but I just pulled the whole thing out of there and snipped it off. That's going in the recycling now. You know, don't obviously use your husband's or partner's really expensive ones out of their toolboxes. You can buy them really cheap all over the place. Supermarkets nowadays will have one. But
Karen said, would boning do the same as tape?
Boning? I think the reason that the tape works is it's curved. It's that curved metal thing that is what makes it makes this work. So I don't know if boning would actually, I don't think it would snap open and closed. I'm just using masking tape on the end. You're not going to see any of this. It's all going to be inside. So it's just to stop those rough edges. Make sure that I don't, it doesn't cut your fabric or poke through. Okay, so very untidily, but it doesn't matter, because it's all, if you really want to be really neat, you can trim it all off, but you won't see any of it. All right, you're going to slide this into that top pouch, and you want the curved bit to be facing inwards. Okay, so hopefully, I don't know if you can see that, it's got that dip in it. Yeah, the curve needs to be facing in, so I'm going to slide that one in that way. Come on. I would if I hadn't messed up my masking tape. There we go. Slide that one in that way, like that, into the centre, so that you've got about the same amount either side. Okay, and then the other one's obviously going to go the other end. Again, make sure the curve is facing inwards, like that. Come on. Curve facing inwards, and it's centered. All right, you could at this point, if you wanted to, and I did on this one, I've just realized what the time is, I'm not going to do it on this one, You could zigzag or overcast stitch all the way down both of these now, okay? I'm not going to for a time element, but just, you know, a small zigzag just to stop it fraying, or that if you've got an overlocker, you could use an overlocker, or an overcast stitch all the way down, all right? I'm now going to, once you've done that, you're going to put these right sides together and line up those, like the lining seams, okay? So line that up like that, okay? Pop a pin in there. Actually, where's my clips again? Clips would be better here. Clip there, okay? Do the same that side. So line up those seams there like that. Put a clip in there. And then we're going to stitch, I'll put another one down here just out of the way. We're going to stitch about half an inch seam allowance down both sides, okay? But I would absolutely finish these edges, either pink and shear them to stop them fraying, or zigzag or overcast them, okay? It will get quite frayy otherwise, and you frayy, is that even a word? I don't think it is. Anybody there? Anybody got any comments, Josh, while I'm doing this bit of sewing?
Karen calls you a numpty.
Called me an what with
For the ruler.
And I thought, oh, it's on YouTube, I'll check it. And I realised on the video that I used the mat to measure out like 6 inches of tape measure. It's like, really? It's actually a tape measure. I could have just cut it off there. Yeah, so just be careful you don't hit the tape measure because it's metal, okay? And your needle's obviously going to shatter if you do that.
And says these are brilliant.
They're really, really cute, easy little project. I mean, I'm making hard work out of it because I'm talking so much in between. But it genuinely, that little one that I made last night is an extra sample. Took me 10-15 minutes to do. You know, then, see, it's because I'm not concentrating. This machine doesn't like me. It's because she's been in a box all this time, you see. She's sulking. She's like, don't make me do that. Here we go. Just reverse, obviously, you know, or lock stitch back and front. There we go. All the way up. You could vary the size of these as well. If you've got, you know, kids that have got obviously smaller glasses and all that you wanted to do, you could, you know, make them narrow, you know, what's the word? Shorter. Trim up all your edges. Again, I'm aware of the time and I've really got to go and have my jab. So get rid of all those threads and everything, zigzag it, and then you just turn it inside out, okay? So give that a push through like that. It is a bit of a shove because it's narrow, but give it a shove through. You can hear that tape clicking. Come on. Come out. Like that. Pushing down, get my fingers in there, pull all that edge out like that. Like I said, I'd tidy all this up normally. I'll just put the scissors in there a second just to push out those corners. Because again, I've dabbed my turner down. Oh no, it's the other side of the iron, it's fine. Get that down, out there, like that. Got it. Okay. You could give that a good press. And there's your, and it stays like, snaps nice and closed. Obviously this one needs tidying up. It needs all my threads cutting and everything, okay? And I'll turn it back round and I'll zigzag that as well. But that then will fit my sunglasses. Keep them nice and safe, okay? So 2 little sunglasses cases. This one, mega quick, like we were saying earlier. This one, little bit more to it, and you need an old tape measure, but it's quite nice that they do stay closed. They can make really good pencil cases as well. You could make them very slightly wider and maybe longer, or keep them at that size. Or if you wanted to take cutlery to work, if you're going back into the office and stuff, and you want to take, you know, you don't like to use disposable cutlery, you want to take your own cutlery in, they'd be nice to keep your cutlery and all in your bag, you know. Or, you know, like for sanitary wear for teenage girls and all, if they've got to take it in for school and stuff, you know, and they want something that's looks more like a pencil case, something like that, nice and easy to do. So 2 for 1 today. double trouble. I've got a lot of sunglasses cases now. Any questions or comments before we go, honey?
Everyone's saying thank you. Regina says
problem.
cutlery for picnics as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be a nice idea because you could put a serviette in there as well, couldn't you? Yeah.
I don't think there's any more questions. Everyone's just saying thanks. Great
No
session.
problem. Fabulous. I'm back tomorrow with a block. I've got a block of the week, and then Sarah's back on Thursday. God, I couldn't think of the day then. Oh, my brain is not with it at all today. So I'm going to go because I've got to go and have my jab. So I will see you really soon. Take care, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.